excited to share that our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, is now available. Hi everybody, welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis. This is Rick here for Game Trade Media.
And I'm Dave.
Also for Game Trade Media.
Yes. For paint nerds everywhere.
Yes, I love that shirt. It's so good.
It is awesome.
So we got it. Wow, you're doing a really different color purple than I am.
I am.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're doing Thanos miniatures, or statues really.
Statues, yeah.
These are the centerpiece to the board game by USAopoly called Thanos Rising. USAopoly sent us 3 extras to paint on our show here, so we are doing that. They actually came pre-painted, but
Yep.
we primed them and are doing a whole different repaint. I kind of feel like taking these to Gen Con and
Right, okay.
giving them away.
That sounds cool. Yeah, we should totally do that.
Take one to USAopoly and say, here, give this away to somebody, and then keep one at the GTM booth
Sounds good.
and give it away to somebody down there as well.
We better hurry then.
Yeah, you better hurry. So
When do you start driving out tonight?
yeah.
In like 15, well, in an hour and 15 minutes?
No, not even that. We are leaving here at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. tomorrow. Oh my goodness.
in the morning. Yeah,
4 a.m.'s in the morning?
in the morning.
No
yeah,
way.
0400 hours. And we are heading up to Gen Con in Indianapolis.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and you fly in tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, my flight's at like 8 p.m.
Nice.
in the evening.
Gross.
Gross.
Yeah, because you're gonna miss like a bunch of stuff.
The setup. That's what I miss.
Yeah, you don't. Well, tomorrow.
I'm not stupid.
Well, tomorrow
I've
night
been to these shows
also.
before.
Right, but you don't have to set up.
It's true.
But tomorrow night is also the Diana Jones Awards,
Ah.
the industry awards for,
I'm not being honored, so
they're fun to go to and see people.
yeah, this is true. I expect. I've never actually been to
Wow,
one before.
they're fun.
Cool.
Well, the last 2 years we've been sponsors of it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I don't know if we did it this year or not. I hope that
Right.
we did.
Cool.
So if we're not, can we sneak our way in?
Oh yeah, we're already good. I've already got it set up so we can go.
Okay, good. Because that was a lot of fun last year.
Yes, it was.
Excellent. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm just really excited for Gen Con. It seems like this entire episode is just going to be focused on
us talking
our
about Gen
excitement.
Con?
Our excitement. So what I want to
believe
do
it will.
is also share this real quick, so that all the folks in the board game groups can be like, oh snap, and then Andrew Wolf.
Was that an oh snap?
Shoot. Oh. Yes, the pun was real.
But was it
It was intentional.
intentional? Okay, right.
Yeah.
Just checking. I'm realizing now that, like, when I said, yeah, we probably should prime them white.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad move on my part.
Was white not the right color?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
No. Maybe black with a little bit of a zenithal prime. But, you get that.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to share in the board game spotlight. Thanos Mini from Thanos Rising. I'm going to
Thanos Rising. Excellent.
buy
Have you played Thanos Rising?
many times.
Cool.
I've only won it a couple times.
Okay.
I mean, it's a tough game, but it's so much fun.
I was going to say, like, how do you win by surviving?
No.
Okay.
Well, I take that back. Yes. But you have to defeat 10 of the villains.
10? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's between 7 and 10. It depends on how many players there are.
Okay, right here.
And
The more players, the fewer villains you have to defeat.
the more players, the more of the villains.
Okay.
And the less players, the fewer.
Okay.
But the big one is, you're going to fight Proxima Midnight, and the main villain bad guys,
Right.
Obsidian. What's his name?
Call Obsidian?
Right, yeah. Him and
Corvus Glaive.
Corvus Glaive. Yeah.
Black Dwarf. I don't know. Like between the comics and the movies, there's different names for some of them.
Yeah. So there's those 4 main bad guys that are on the field to defeat. You can't defeat Thanos. It's not. You just are preventing him from finding the Infinity Stones. Is kind of the mission.
Okay.
And then of course there's a lot of like the what is the alien race from
The Outriders.
the Outriders? But what were the race? What was the race called in the first Avengers movie?
Oh, jeez.
I love doing this to Johnny. This is literally the best part of this job. Is
It's
playing
thrown at
Stump Johnny.
My head's gonna explode. I feel like I should know this. Someone in the chat will point
I'm
it out
sure
to
someone in
us.
the chat knows. They're always way ahead of us.
Yep.
Speaking of the chat, Nick says hello. Peter is here. Scroll? Is that the name?
They're not scrolls. They're man, it's the creature. You know, it's the. I can't get it out.
Regardless, Keith
Yeah.
is here. Walter is here. Kat says morning, folks. And Peter has a question. Which character class will you put Thanos in on Friday?
I'm sensing a pattern, as Vita has sensed.
I will not be doing building character this week, ladies and gentlemen, because I will be at Gen Con. But I will pay back all of you that watch our programming next week with all the cool stuff we bring back from Gen Con.
Okay.
All right.
The best building character.
Oh,
Is
I have
it
a great idea. We should like
Tree?
pull
Okay.
aside an attendee from Gen Con and do a building character around them in their cosplay.
Ooh,
Oh, that's an idea.
dang. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's kind of fun.
Peter
Johnny
says
wins
the
again.
reskinned scroll called Chitari.
Chitauri.
The Chitauri.
Or something. Yeah.
Okay.
No, the Chitauri are an actual
Yeah, they're bad
race
guys.
in the comics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Leona, take that. Why
Just
don't
the
you know that?
messenger.
Just the messenger. It's not my fault. I just read it out.
All right.
1,000-year beard says hello, everyone.
What's up?
1,000-year beard.
Yeah, what a great
Dee
name.
O'Brien.
Such a good name. 1,000-year beard. And I'm going to comment on this as well with at so I can get Andrew.
So, Dave, why did you think that why do you think a white prime doesn't work?
Well, I think initially what I was thinking was more of a zenithal prime, so you would be able to have a lot of the like the musculature and the details sort of showing out
Okay.
from it. With the white prime, it's not giving exactly that same sort of boost, and starting from a black, it's going to be quicker to layer up. So it's about speed. It's about the
Okay.
speed of painting there. A white prime is absolutely fine. You can start with your sort of mid-tone colors and get some show through from the white, and then do a lot of shading down, so lots of washes, that sort of thing. But we don't have a lot of time
for that. Yeah.
for that. So yeah, that's always a
So it
fine
would have
thing.
been quicker with the darker prime. you
Yeah, I'm
think?
thinking maybe it would have been. So
That makes sense.
Also,
just 'cause-
Walter says looks like a mini for a mutant crawl classic RPG.
Oh, yeah. It does. This could easily fit into any mutant-themed classic dungeon crawl.
okay.
But I'm curious, if we were to, like, truly stat Thanos as a D&D character, he would have to be at least a demigod of some sort. Or godlike being. With a epic artifact in the gauntlet.
Well, obviously, if you're working from what we've got, where he has the gauntlet and he's got
Yeah.
all of the stones.
Yeah.
But how about before?
Well, he's still, as the Mad Titan, he's still super powerful.
Yeah.
He'd probably, even without the strength stone, like in the beginning of Avengers, Infinity War, where he fights the Hulk,
Right.
he probably still would have whooped the Hulk
Okay.
without it. At least in that moment, until
Okay.
'cause I feel like the Hulk's gonna make a comeback. Just saying. He needs some redemption.
Okay.
So what color purple are you using on him?
I'm using the base color is a mix of two Vallejo paints. The purple is hexed lichen
Okay.
from the game color range, which is it's a like a dark kind of I guess it's a royal purple
Okay.
kind of thing. A little bit more on the blue end of the spectrum.
Okay.
Mixed in with some light gray from the Vallejo model color range,
Okay.
because now I'm doing is going back with some light gray mixed into the purple, a little bit more light gray, so it's quite a light sort of color for the dry brush.
Yeah.
One Inch Hero says Thanos plus 10 to intimidation, negative 10 to parenting.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
Also, Vernon Piper asks, did you prime them white, not purple? Question mark.
Yep.
We sure did. I used Corax White.
So the GW spray. Rick, you're going with a much more pink.
Yeah, I'm
pinkish
using, my purple is actually Wasteland Soil by Army Painter War Paints.
Okay.
And, because I looked at like the picture here and I feel like because I'm going to shade it light, even lighter
Right.
with this.
You
Like
mean you're gonna
highlight it,
Yep.
yeah. So, because that highlight of the Toxic Boils, what a great name,
You can
is almost identical to the statue paint.
Right.
We're using as a reference, we're using the Kotobukiya statue as a reference.
So
Yeah. And then we have a third one that's unpainted. I feel like
Yep.
that one right there we should just be silly with and make him look like a 70s disco star.
Blue leisure suit Thanos.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, he doesn't already look like a
Well,
city's disco
yeah.
star.
that would be amazing. Because he's, going to snap his fingers and get into like the Saturday Night Fever,
Pose, yeah, for sure.
pose.
Snaps his fingers and a disco ball comes out.
Yes. Instead of throwing a planet or a moon at Iron Man, it's just a disco ball. He challenges Star-Lord to a dance-off. It's like, oh, you want a dance-off? Fear it. Run from it. But you will boogie down. So what do you guys think as far as like a character class? Thanos, do you think he'd be a fighter? A barbarian?
Walter says get some deer moss and give him an afro.
Oh my God, that'd be so good.
Also, Vernon says I used Nagaroth Knight from Citadel to paint his skin.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Cool.
And One Inch Hero says if anyone needed a white sequins jumpsuit, it's Thanos.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
And then instead
That'd
of
be great.
a gold, the gauntlet being gold, paint it silver, and then take and then bejewel the entirety of it.
Yep.
It's all rhinestones.
Yep, that's gonna happen.
Good idea. Good idea. Okay.
So
Fighter by day, dancer by night.
yes. What is so what are some things that you're gonna be getting involved in at Gen Con there, Dave?
That's a good question. At the moment, I'm not 100% sure.
Are
I'm
you
going to
just-
go for 4 days and do a whole bunch of wandering.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Taking it all in.
taking it all in. Obviously, in the mornings, we're going to be wandering around, chatting to to folks.
Yep. Different publishers.
Yep, different publishers, different game manufacturers, game developers, designers, that sort of thing.
Indeed.
So excited about that. It's kind of funny on my Facebook feed at the moment. It's a lot of people like, so who's going to Gen Con? So who's going to Gen Con? Or people who are like boarding planes and heading there, or have jumped in their cars and
They're already there.
there's a couple of people who are already there.
A lot of people.
Yep.
You
Well, a couple
know,
of people on my feed, a lot of people on yours.
A lot on my feed because of the manufacturer and publishing side. They're already there setting up their booths, and like Paizo's got their booth building out. It looks really good already. They've been posting up.
They were posting to Twitter pictures of their booth going up.
Yeah, putting down the big purple monster, which is their flooring.
I thought it was Thanos.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Walter says it would win Best Mini at Gen Con.
Oh yeah, that would be funny to submit a Thanos repaint of him as a Disco Thanos.
Yep.
That would be hilarious.
And James says, "Good day, everyone. Your favorite Klingon is in the house."
Hey, James.
From Vulcan. He went to Vulcan Con, I think it's called.
Or Edmonton.
What?
Or Edmonton.
Edmonton, yes.
I've heard it's pretty much the same.
I think that was the name of the con that you went to, right? This past weekend, James? Something Vulcan? That's pretty
Have you
cool.
been to Gen Con before, Dave?
I have. This will be my 5th Gen Con. It's kind of crazy. It was growing up in Australia. Obviously, it's a long way to go to Gen Con, but like reading Dragon magazine and that sort of thing, and seeing the ads for Gen Con when it was in Milwaukee.
Which is where I wish it still was.
Right. And yes, I was pretty cool to finally be able to
To attend?
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing I miss about Milwaukee the most is, and I think a lot of veteran Gen Con attendees would agree, is going to this one bar restaurant place called the Safe House.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah.
From Gen Con attendees.
Yeah. You'd go there. It's all spy themed. You have to actually know the password to get in. I mean, you don't have to know the password, because if you don't know the password, they make you do something silly.
Right.
Like, I had to wear a gorilla mask and hula hoop in the front foyer of the
So like
facility.
a usual Tuesday for you.
Exactly. I wasn't embarrassed at all.
Not Tuesday, Monday.
Technically, it's any day that ends in Y for me,
Right. Okay.
because that's how I get my exercise, as you can tell.
That's how you roll.
And once you get inside, if you were someone that had to do something silly out front,
Yep.
there are monitors all over the bar that feed that front foyer, the entrance way into the bar, so everybody watches what people have to do to get in.
Right.
And it is so funny sometimes. And when you walk in, because when you first walk in, where they make you ask you if you know the password or whatever,
Yep.
it's like Mrs. Pennyworth, but a phone switching operator, and on like walls of books, bookshelves. And after you either do the silliness or know the password, one of the bookshelves slides off,
Right.
and you go down this dark hallway, and it enters into the bar. And everybody claps and cheers as you come in, because you just did something silly and entertained them. And then there's a lot of other things within the bar that, because it's spy themed, as you walk around, you can interact and do other things.
Right.
So.
And what's this place called?
The Safe House
Oh, I know where I'm spending all my nights.
in Milwaukee.
Yes.
It's in Milwaukee,
I'm
Johnny.
sorry, I thought you said it was in Indianapolis.
No,
No.
it's in Milwaukee, where Gen Con used to be.
You missed the part where he said, "I wish it was still in Milwaukee."
Oh, well, when it starts talking, I stop listening.
That's
Makes
fair
sense.
enough.
Gerard Krause says, "Hey guys, glad to experience the live stream in closer time zones."
All right.
Cool.
Also, James says Volcon.
Volcon. Okay, that's where he was. I watched him. He went live during some parade up there.
The costume parade.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Righty-o.
Look at you. You're almost done already? Dang it.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You are highlighting his
His face.
face.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just like James Brolin. Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
My bad.
I mean, in Australia, James is Josh, right?
Who?
What?
Oh, nice.
But yeah, my point about that is that for years, you read about this mythical convention, Gen Con.
Gen Con.
And I'd like to say that like the first year that I went to Gen Con, there were like 40,000 people.
Okay.
And the fourth year I went to Gen Con, there were 80,000 people.
How crazy is that, right?
I'm just saying.
You brought the crowds.
I bring the crowds. I bring the gamers.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So is it just a convention full of people named Jen?
In the beginning, yes. That is why it's called Gen Con. Is it not?
No, it's not.
No.
Why is it called Gen Con?
Because it originally started in Geneva, Wisconsin. Or Lake Geneva.
That one.
That's boring.
Yeah.
Well, that's where TSR was founded. Dungeons and Dragons, all that. Right there in Lake Geneva. Wisconsin.
Convention? Geneva Convention? What?
Yep.
But
So
Walter
it was funny when I was
says
in
they
the
have
military.
GaryCon now.
What's that?
They have GaryCon now.
They do have Gary Con. Yes. Which I want to go to.
I have to say that the first Gen Con I went to, I was blown away by the sort of the size and particularly the number of people that were sort of crowded around the vendor hall doors for opening.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy, right?
I was just like, okay, I'm gonna stand back up here and take photos of it.
Yeah, because everything's going to be there when the doors open.
Yep, everything that I'm after. So
Vernon Piper says Jen can't attendee here.
Oh, no.
boo.
Maybe next year there will be an opportunity for one of our viewers to come and join us at Gen Con.
That would be cool.
That is my hope.
I know who we should talk to about that.
I know some people.
We should talk to Terrace,
Oh, yeah.
Nation Tours.
Yeah. Buddy up.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea.
No, it's a good idea.
You have these amazing ideas all the time.
Occasionally. Every now and then.
I don't know why. Oh, are you doing like a black for his vest?
I'm starting with the black, yeah.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to add in a little bit of like a blue-gray to highlight it up.
Okay.
I'm not sure when I should do the gold. I think I'm going to do the gold before I highlight the pants or the black.
Okay.
Because if we run out of time, it's still going to look all right.
Yeah.
That can be the trick sometimes to sort of, if you don't have a lot of time to finish your miniatures, focus
Okay.
on certain things to make your model look much closer to done.
Ah, tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Those speed paint competition tricks.
Yep. So the one important place is always the face.
Okay.
Because it's the first place. It's the place we look at on people,
Right.
and same with miniatures. We look at the head. So finish that, and
Interesting.
if you got a bunch of the rest of the miniature isn't completed, then you'll still be okay. A little bit.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, if you go through and just base coat everything without no other highlights or what have you,
At least get the face done.
at least get the face done.
Makes sense.
Walter says super group rate, rent a bus. for Gen Con.
Oh yeah, that would be super cool.
And Vernon says, next year is a definite. I've had base exercise every year during Gen Con.
Oh. Yeah, that's torture. Having to do, when you're, the one thing you want to do in the year marries up to a actual, like, work, like when I was in the military,
You're working.
same. You'd be like, I want to go to Gen Con. Well, we're going to be in Kuwait.
Yeah, that's,
Well, that doesn't work out.
that's not
Patrick
gonna
says, good afternoon.
Hey, Patrick.
work. Oh, look at that. I just bumped my camera completely.
And ruined it.
Sorry about that. There we go.
Ruined.
I got it back close to okay.
Okay.
We spent all that time before the show getting it right.
I did.
Yeah, sorry, Leona spent all that time before the show getting it right.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah. That wasn't meant to be dismissive of you at all.
No, I didn't. Carl says hello.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl. There we go. So what are you most looking forward to?
So, like I said, I like going to the different events, like the Diana Jones Awards,
Yep.
and there's also the Ruins of Atlantis Masquerade Ball on Thursday,
Okay.
which is kind of neat, and I want to hit that up. And other than that, as far as the vendor hall, I like going to the things that we don't distribute.
Okay.
Not because I don't want to see the stuff that we do distribute, because most of the time I'll be doing interviews with those individuals and they'll bring it up to the where we're doing the interviews and stuff.
Right.
But we don't distribute garb, or so the people that come in there and are selling all the medieval clothing
Right.
and stuff. Yes, I like going and seeing those booths.
Okay.
Or the LARP weapons. I just like those things. They're cool. And of course, like the different terrain companies that we may not technically distribute.
Right.
So I like seeing, Dwarven Forge. I like seeing Hearst, whatever,
First Arts.
Hearst Arts, what they've got at Gen Con. They usually, it's a lot of the same, but they always bring something new.
You want to make sure you check out Foreground? My buddies at Foreground.
They're the ones that do the thing that we did for Legion, right?
No, they didn't. Don't do any of those. That was Death Ray Designs.
Death Ray Designs. Yeah.
But Foreground do
Similar?
pre-painted laser cut MDF terrain.
Oh, okay.
So basically, yeah, you just sort of take it out of the packet, assemble it, and you're good to go.
Nice. I can dig that.
Putting together a bunch of their stuff recently. They've got some very cool, post-apocalyptic stuff
Okay.
at the moment. Kind of suburban houses that are all destroyed,
Oh, nice.
sort of burnt or
Yeah.
just wrecked, and you can see the studs in the walls and the drywall's falling off and all that sort of
that's cool.
stuff. Very neat.
But the biggest thing I look forward to when I go to Gen Con is seeing my friends
Yep.
that I don't get to see all the time. Like my buddy Bob France is going to be there.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a comic book writer. He has
Okay.
and I'm going to pitch his book. He's got a book up right now. If you guys want to go over to Kickstarter, it's called Metal Shark Bro. It's about this anthropomorphic great white shark that is a metalhead guitar player, but is also working for a demon because the demon's what changed him into this creature.
Okay.
But he wants to break free of the demon's control, and the artwork is amazing. The writing is great.
Is he going to be in the Artist Alley?
No, he's just going to
Just going to do the show?
just going to the show
Yeah.
to play games.
Cool.
He and I, he used to be a radio DJ down in Norfolk, Virginia, on 96X. Him and so he was known on air as Bobby Fresh,
Right.
and he and his partner in crime had like this morning and then afternoon show where they would, just talk about. It was a talk show, and then they, play some music, I guess. But I used to go on the air with him, and then he started playing D&D with me,
Cool.
and yeah, that was years ago.
Excellent. So you haven't seen him for years, or you see him every
I
year
saw
at
him
Gen
last
Con?
Gen Con.
Right.
He came for a day, and literally I was in the middle of a meeting,
Oh, boo.
and he walked up and was like, "Hey, Rick," and I was like, "Hey, Bob," and that was it. Like that was the extent of our getting to see each other at the show.
Yeah.
And hopefully this year I can get to see him and spend maybe even actually sit down and play a game.
Cool. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah, I love that about Gen Con as well. Catching up with folks you haven't seen for ages, possibly since the previous Gen Con.
Yeah. And I think some friends of mine from Hawaii are going to be there this year,
Right.
so that'll be fun too to see them.
Very
Of the
cool.
old dedicated Oahu gaming group or gaming society,
Yeah.
aka the dogs.
The dogs.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my buddies that I usually see there every year, Joel Moon,
Uh-huh.
is from Colorado.
Very cool.
We usually hang out on the Wednesday evening. He, unfortunately, is not going to be able to make it this year,
Oh.
so I will have to be sober instead.
Sober the whole time or just?
No, just Wednesday night,
Oh, okay.
because normally I would not be.
Wow. The things
Dave,
you
we can
learn
fix
about
that.
Dave.
What?
I said we can fix that.
Cool. Okay. Excellent. No, Joel. He lives in Colorado, and he's a tall guy, and he's always like, yeah. And when I come down to sea level, basically, like alcohol doesn't affect me like it usually does. So
Okay.
he's buying drinks. He buy a drink for me, and then I
Two
buy a
for
drink,
him.
and he's already bought 4 more for him.
Right.
It's,
And he's not getting anywhere, and you're like, hey,
hey, maybe I should slow this down.
that's hilarious.
Pretty much.
But
It's
also
funny.
very telling.
Yeah. What?
Well, we see that you let loose when you go to the shows.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's hard to do that when you're home with fam.
Yep. When you got the responsibilities.
Yep.
Walter says also check out Last Day's miniature zombie game
Okay.
by Osprey.
Osprey, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Do we know who's coming from Osprey?
Christian will be there.
Christian will be there?
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Is, do you know if Phil's going to be there?
I do not know if Phil is
Or
going to
Joe.
be there. I think Joe McCullough will be there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely Last Days. It's by my buddy Ash Barker.
Nice. Nice. This guy's
Very
looking
cool.
sick. Yours is
Dave, I
almost
noticed you
done.
didn't ask me what I was looking forward to at Gen Con.
Wow, sad.
What was that?
I said I noticed you didn't ask me what I was looking forward to at Gen Con.
I think
Editing videos? I think
I
that's
was going to say, we've still got
work.
25 minutes, Johnny. It's not like it's the end of the show. Gotta pace the content, my friend. Pace the content.
But now that you've spoke up and called us out, Johnny,
So, Leona, what are you disappointed that you won't get to see because you're
I have
also
no
in the
idea.
Gen Con? You no idea?
Nope.
You not sure?
Yeah, Leon, is there anything you want us to bring back for you?
There we go. That was a better way of putting it.
Every new release.
Every new release.
Thanks.
There you go, Johnny.
hear that, publishers? If you're watching, Leona is requesting every new release.
Oh, there was some game about stars that she's interested in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm really looking forward to Before There Were Stars by Smirk and Dagger.
Yeah.
Smirk and Laughter, technically. But
So what's that game about?
it is a storytelling game,
Yeah.
and it's essentially like, unlike any game. No, whatever.
It really is. Like any
the
game.
whole point is that you have some cards that give you structure,
Yep.
ideas. They have like pictures on them, and then you create a myth for your quote unquote people group or whatever. Like,
constellations, right?
yeah, they're constellations. Are
Is
the
it kind of like
pictures.
a Mad Libs meets Cards Against Humanity meets Hollywood?
It's more like storytelling. Yeah, no. So it's not really like a game competitive.
No,
It's not a competitive
sorry.
game.
No.
It's more like, to me, it's more like Dixit or something like that.
It's very subjective.
That's what Cards Against Humanity is very subjective.
I don't know about that. Cards. It's very.
It's not like
direct.
there's a formula
I guess
that
to
always
me, I don't
wins.
like that game, and I like more
Okay.
their stars. So
And there is a formula that always wins. Whoever's the most debauched. Is that a word?
yes,
Sure.
That's the person that wins. If you can come up with the most
oh,
disgusting play, then you're gonna win.
Vernon asked, "Have I ever played Arabian Nights?" I have not.
Oh. No, you haven't?
Oh yeah,
I guess it's probably a similar game.
it is. I mean, because it's Shahrazad, the storyteller. You know, telling the 1,001 stories to the
Okay.
Sultan.
Because it was at Origins, but
Okay.
they hadn't released it yet.
Ah, okay.
But we did have the opportunity to film some content with them here around that game, which was a lot of fun.
This model is so huge.
It is.
It
I've
really
kinda
is.
Painted all the brown on the base, and now the base is all. I can't hold the front
Sticky?
base. The black paint at the top is still wet, so I can't hold it at the top. It's like
No.
I can hold it by the pants, but that's what I want to paint. I'm telling you.
The tragedies.
problems.
Yeah.
Should have primed it black.
Yeah, yeah. That's on me. I apologize,
That's
everybody.
okay. I only went with your suggestion.
I know. That's why I said it's on me.
Yeah. I figured
I
with
could have palmed it off on you.
with your years of experience.
Yeah. It just goes to show we're all human.
I just took a look at Dave, your Thanos figure. It kind of looks a little bit like Glenn Danzig.
Yeah.
Nice. Mother.
Just minus the hair and not purple.
And the gauntlet. But yeah, that's how he would. That's his like singing
His
pose.
Right.
Walter says later, guys.
All right, Walter,
Later,
be
Walter.
well. So, for those of you watching, what are some things that you've seen coming out of the news feeds about Gen Con that you're, even though you may not be there, you really want to get more information on or see? And if you are there, what are you looking forward to seeing? Then we'll get to Johnny.
Maybe if we've got time.
Yeah, if we got time.
I'd say if we run out of time, that'd be great.
Right. Oh, by the way, John. Oh, well, that's it. ladies and gentlemen.
I'll start to talk. You'll snap your fingers, and it's just gonna cut to like an empty chair.
Yeah.
Empty chair. That'd be awesome.
Disappeared.
Perfect.
We should have planned that.
We should have planned it.
Oh well.
What were we thinking?
Well, I was thinking that white was going to be okay. That's my excuse.
It's
I
actually
was too busy screwing up something else.
it's actually a good excuse.
Yeah.
This is I'm using game color, Vallejo game color for the gold, the polished gold.
Yeah.
That's what I'm using.
Are you putting like straight gold?
Yeah.
And then you got to put a wash on it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to get these pants sorted, but the what have we got? What's it called? The reference picture
Yes.
that we've got has some cool texture on the pants. So I'm just adding some highlights and texture at the same time
Okay.
on the on these.
And Rick, you said that the reference picture is from a Kotobukiya statue?
It is. Yeah.
Because it's amazing. It's like it seems like they're practically in the almost the exact same pose.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like that was like the Marvel pose that they were like, if you're going to use a Thanos pose, this is the one we authorize, and everybody was only authorized the same pose, with maybe minor, changes to that.
That's probably absolutely correct.
James says almost time to go.
Oh no! Back to the work.
Boo! Thanks for joining us, James.
Yeah, thank you.
And
So I think what I'm going to do when I get home, because I was working on a board game that involved a lot of like gems,
yep.
and I have the little.
Oh, you're
gems.
gonna
I think I might actually
you can
put
stick them on.
in those spots.
Okay. That could work.
A question to you though
Yep.
is, as you look at the reference picture here,
Yep.
I'm going to show this to the folks watching. If you see the gauntlet right there in the picture, how it has like that kind of branded or burnished effect,
Yep.
is that basically doing the base gold, maybe doing a dark wash, and then doing a dry brush of gold again to give it that?
Yeah, you could. I think with this has got, the statue is probably larger.
Oh yeah,
quite larger,
it's like this big.
and it's got a lot more depth on the on the surface there.
Yeah.
So doing a dry brush over this, where you've got less depth, less of the texture,
Yeah.
you might lose some of it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So put down the gold, put a wash over it, maybe two
Okay.
washes, and then once that's fully dry, you just go back and pick it out.
Oh, they do
The
good
fine
lines.
edging.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend. Okay.
He also recommended white. Not.
Yes, I
would,
did.
I would never judge your guidance on that.
Yeah, okay.
But it's just fun to come back to the white.
Yeah, fair enough. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Spin my palette around and start on the gold.
All right.
James says, have a great day, everyone.
All right, James. Be well. Have a wonderful afternoon. What the shite?
What?
Huh?
What? Okay.
Dave, what color are you using on the gauntlet?
For the gauntlet, I'm doing the sort of the gold approach to gold that I typically do for all my painting. Is I start with hammered copper from the Vallejo game color range. It's got great coverage, and it gives a really nice solid base for the gold to go over.
And it's going to already automatically give you that depth, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But what I'll probably do is once I've got the gold on is, well, maybe not, I'm not sure, depending on how much time we've got. But what I would normally do is put a wash over it as well.
Okay.
So I'd start with this, then paint the gold over it, put a wash over the gold, let that dry, highlight the gold, then come back and use a purple wash.
Okay.
There's a little glaze in certain areas, sort of in the shadows.
Okay.
You got about 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all those things are not going to happen in that time.
That's too bad.
Yeah. But I need to,
Man, who's calling me right now? Don't they know what we're doing?
obviously not. Can't believe you haven't told everybody. Okay, so I think with 15 minutes left, we'll ask Johnny
What?
what he's most looking forward to.
To
at Gen
taking?
Con.
Like, what gear is he taking?
Yeah, what's your favorite piece of gear that you'll be taking, Johnny?
I have a favorite tool that I'm taking.
Yes. We know that Rick's going, but
Wow.
Hey, you picked up on that.
Dun, dun, dun. You guys. I mean, accurate. I mean, it's accurate.
but yeah. Is there a particular
A piece of gear?
piece of gear there is?
No.
Johnny, can I answer the question of what you're most excited about going to Gen Con for and seeing? Because I know the answer.
Oh,
I don't know if you do.
It's the fact that this is his anniversary con with us. I am assuming that you're going to pick up a watch, like you did at your first Gen Con.
Damn it. But that was the joke answer.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
I bet you're going to get a watch by the end of the show.
Nope. I'm determined to not get a watch.
You're determined to not.
I will not perpetuate the storyline
Get a
that you've
watch.
created for me.
Well, I direct this narrative.
you like wake up and your watch is smashed. So you have to go. Every extra watch you brought is just smash, smash.
Seriously, they all just keep breaking the moment I land wherever we're going.
It is the weirdest thing.
Is Fireball Island coming out for Gen Con?
No, they're going to have it there for show, but it's not going to be shipped until November from the Kickstarter.
Okay. Well, you get to see the show version, though.
Yeah, well, they've got a bunch of demos that they're running, which I didn't realize you had to sign up for, so I won't be doing that.
That's not necessarily true.
You know people, Johnny. You know people.
Yep.
I know a person who knows people.
That's all it takes.
Yep. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
No, honestly, there's two things I'm kind of looking forward to. One, there's a geek comedy tour that's happening out there Friday. It's got some guys from the Laugh Finder podcast who are going to be doing stand-up.
Those guys are local here
Tommy
to Baltimore.
Sambazo, Dorian Gray, Brian Preston.
Nice.
So that's going to be fun. And honestly, I've said this before. I've never actually played a game of Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or Starfinder or anything. I want to try and sign up for a D&D or Pathfinder or whatever for beginners. So I'd really like to take part in something like that.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
I think we can make that happen.
Excellent.
And how cool would it be to kill his character?
Rough.
What?
Way to,
He doesn't mean my
Encouraging.
Dungeons and Dragons character. He means my character as a person.
all right.
Also facts.
Character assassination. We do that every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he handles it so well.
Well, it's easy when you're dead inside.
Oh, that's not funny. Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, I'm thinking that he's going to end up with a watch by the end of the show. It just seems like
Could be that.
traditions being what they are.
Yeah. Like enforced by you.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, you got to buy this. I'm going to be that guy who's like, dude, I saw this cool watch. You got to buy it.
You gotta buy it. Gotta buy it.
Oh, and I also want to pick up Welcome To from Deepwater Games.
Ooh. Yeah.
What was that one?
Welcome to.
Welcome to. It's the 1950s building your community game.
It's rolling right.
Yeah, rolling right.
Okay.
But you're
Which is
literally
funny because
building.
one
You're
of the
literally
things on there
building a
was-
suburban
What's that?
community. You're literally building a 1950s suburban community
Yeah.
in this roll and write game.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the sad thing is, it's like I have not very little time to like play games outside of work. So every time I go to these conventions, I always have to walk up to people with my head hung low. It's like, do you have any games for one player?
All right.
And Welcome To is one of those.
He tries to make it so pitiful.
One Inch Hero says, I love that painting happy little minis billboard. Where did you get a frame for that?
So that is from Impudent Mortal.
Yep.
It was at CMON Expo, and it came with a 2-pack for like $15. So I have another one of the billboards, and maybe I'll just give one to Drew when he comes up here for his next painting session.
Which should be soon.
Soon, the 24th, 26th?
Something like that.
No, that's a weekend.
Yeah.
Because I'll be playing D&D that weekend.
23rd?
Yeah, something like that.
23rd?
20 hum.
20,
Some-
20
The 21st or the 23rd?
There you go.
Sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So if you want one, Drew, I'll put it to the side for you.
You have to answer within 5
He
seconds.
says, what?
What?
But if you don't want it,
I'll smash it with a hammer.
say no thank you, Rick.
You're disgusting.
If you want to add that, sure. I'm not saying it's a requirement.
But it would be true.
A requirement.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being up here at 4 a.m. to get in the truck and
See, that's the best
Drive
part.
away.
Like, if you have to be here at 4 a.m., that means you got to leave your house at
3
3, which means you got to be up at
at least 2.
2:45.
Yeah,
You should just
Yeah.
bring a sleeping bag.
I was thinking about that. Like, just
Roll out.
finish packing all my stuff,
Yep.
doing whatever I need to finish this miniature, which is going to be a lot.
Yep.
Eat dinner and finish painting this, and then just roll up here and sleep in my Suburban until he shows up.
Carl says, I worked on my Dragons Don't Share Dragon last night because
Ooh,
Dave
nice.
didn't think it was done.
Dave,
I'm sorry.
did you
I'm sorry.
did you tell him it wasn't done, Dave?
I asked if the dragon was still work in progress.
Oh, he posted it up,
Yeah.
and you just said, "Oh, is it still a work in progress?" Which
I said
implies,
it all looks wonderful. I'm wondering if the dragon is still work in progress.
Wow. I mean, that's harsh.
There was a smiley face, so he knew. It was
well,
no
it
hard.
is
I don't think
now.
any hard
The
feelings.
dragon had white feet.
That's important. Maybe it has
It was a red dragon
in the snow.
with white feet.
Maybe it's in the snow.
It wasn't in the snow. It was on top of the castle.
I don't know about that. Maybe it was a snowy castle day. I don't know.
I just had a thought. And I tried to
And you were
express
g-
it.
Yeah.
And
You're
Hey, now he's
literally-
finishing it, so it's good.
Yep.
All good things.
All good things. Don't defend him.
What?
you tell me to help people, and then
I'm just saying. That bus that you threw him under had to have been like,
I don't think any feelings were hurt.
I don't think anywhere either, but
I
Jesus.
Just your feelings, Rick.
nah, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Rick
I didn't
doesn't
say
have-
anything.
Rick doesn't have feelings. Like Johnny, he's dead inside.
Oh, rough.
Yes. I left all my feelings in Kuwait.
Jesus.
I'd say Afghanistan, but that didn't happen.
Okay.
I mean, I was there. I didn't lose my feelings there.
Okay.
What, we got 5 minutes? They're signaling 5
Signaling
Signaling
It's
to
going to
us.
take more than 5 minutes to finish this.
It's like, come on.
Oh, Rick. What have you gotten me into? It's another fine mess.
Another fine mess. Thwarted again. All right, we're going to try to get a little bit more done as we can.
Yep.
And yours is practically done, and mine is like not.
No. I got way more to do.
Personally, I'd really like to see someone like take some green stuff and add on like the shoulder pauldrons to make it look like the
Oh, the classic.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you were talking about painting the third one. I was like, if you should paint him like a classic.
Like the classic Thanos. Nice. Dang it, you peoples. And your ideas. And their goodness.
Yeah, well, that would take like a lot more time. so-
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't be
Dave
able to do
sculpt for us.
it. That's when Dave laughs and walks out. I'm out.
I'm being very quiet because otherwise the words will come out.
Makes sense.
Yes. We're all
Actually, real quick, Dave. Speaking of green stuff, like, have you ever like had in a huge project where you've had to do an extensive amount of sculpting using green stuff, or has it all been like minor fixes?
It's almost like he didn't sit behind the cameras and stuff when you were talking about the smog build. You know?
Right.
It's like he wasn't even here.
I don't remember.
Well, maybe he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was the owner.
Oh.
She often forgets things.
But
when
I don't
she's
remember
behind-
I'm
when she's
talking
switching.
about like what I mean, not just for us, but like in your own projects. I mean, you're doing like a lot of like larger scale items, so.
I've done some fairly significant green stuff work, bits and pieces. But a lot of the green stuff work that I've done, sculpting wise, has been on bases, like miniature bases for secret weapon miniatures.
Yeah.
So there's a few of their base ranges that I've worked on. But, there's a cool one called Alien Invasion,
Okay.
and it's all stuff that like when you look at the base, you go, I've seen this movie. Or you want to like, use the quote like, looks like some sort of secreted resin. Yeah, but secreted from what?
Nice.
So yeah, lots of kind of alien, kind of gribbly bits. But yeah, it's I've been messing around with green stuff for a while, and mainly from it's starting at gap filling and armor plates and that sort of thing. Things that are easy to put onto a model.
Right.
But yeah, I haven't done a lot of sculpting miniatures themselves. I think anatomy is the one that I'd have to spend a lot of time working on my anatomy and making sure that the arms weren't too long or the
Right.
torso wasn't too tall or that kind of thing. So but I think it's really exciting. It's a really interesting sort of aspect
To the hobby. To the hobby.
the hobby, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole sculpting, creating something.
But when you did the
that
big
physical
smog
thing.
build for
for
Dave
Yep.
at Titan Games, you had mentioned that there was a huge gap along one of the wing
Oh, yeah.
lines, and you actually rebuilt an entire row of dragon scales that
Yep.
I wouldn't have known wasn't part of that model
Right. Yeah.
because they looked super good.
It's well, thank you. Yeah, it's fun to sort of mess around with that. But again, that's stuff that's a little bit easier to start with.
Okay.
When you're working on it, it takes a little while to sort of work to the right scale. But when you're sort of disguising a join,
Right.
it's generally a little bit easier to do than sculpting a model from scratch.
Wow. Well,
But yeah.
guess what?
Are we going to talk about sculpting at some point?
No. Hey, Johnny, was there anything else that you wanted to add to that? Like what you excited to see? Because we're at the end, ladies and gentlemen. And we're not going to give him any more time. Johnny. So, make sure you go to your friendly local game store and pick up Thanos Rising by USAopoly. It is out in stores now. It comes with this amazing centerpiece to the game. It actually is a part of the game. As Thanos moves around the board in a circle to look into space, to find clues, to find the Infinity Stones. And you're trying to thwart him from finding all 5 Infinity Stones.
Right.
It doesn't
That sounds
always,
like a plan.
and it doesn't always work out.
No?
Yeah. More often than not, it
You spoiled
doesn't.
the story for me now.
But you can pick it up now. It's a great game. If you are at Gen Con, they're going to have some really cool like promo cards that are going to be that you'll be able to add to the game. I'm going to try to pick up a copy for me,
Cool.
but also a copy I want to be able to give one away. So I'm going to see if I can coerce them to
Get 2 copies out of them.
yeah, be like, can I get another copy? I want to do a giveaway.
Yeah.
And see if they'll be happy
Cool.
to oblige to that. They may just be like, Rick, go away. You're bothering us. And you smell like con food.
Let all these other people through. Smell like con food. Everybody
Does this
smells like
person
con
sound
food
like
after a few
W.C.
days.
Fields in your head?
Yeah, I don't understand how he always seems to fall into my brain when I want to start talking carny. All right, now. But yeah, so make sure you guys go to your friendly local game store, become part of the community. If you are painting and are a big fan of painting miniatures or just want to get started, make sure you join our Facebook group, Painting Happy Little Minis. We have a good time in there, and there's a lot of great artists, great painters, great advice.
And apparently I can misread the photo of your miniature and
Right, and make you go back.
make you unhappy.
And go to...
Sorry, Carl.
Go right back to formula.
Yep. No, all good. All good stuff.
Other than that, we'll be at Gen Con all week, so we will not be broadcasting Painting Happy Little Minis on Thursday, Building Character, or Board Games and Beyond on Friday. However, there's going to be a lot more content being dropped over this next week,
So
straight from Gen Con.
keep an eye out for it all.
Absolutely. On that note, this has been Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Rick,
I'm Dave.
and we'll see you at the game store. Guys, we're super excited to share that our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, is now available.
We love tabletop gaming as much as you do, and we're so thrilled to share the finished book with the community. This book covers the history of the tabletop industry, from classic board games like Monopoly to collectible card games like Magic, and of course RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons.
The book also highlights some of the top talent in the industry, featuring interviews with Peter Atkinson, Matthew Mercer, Larry Elmore, and many more. Plus, we chatted with collectors from all walks of life who shared their own knowledge and insight about tabletop collecting.
We also discuss everything from the impact of crowdfunding on the current state of the industry, as well as take a look at all sorts of ways to preserve your collection for years to come. This book provides a perfect snapshot of the tabletop industry at large and shows what makes this hobby so great.
You can head into your local game store or comic shop right now and pick up your copy of the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games. If they don't have it in stock, you can order your copy through Previews, through Game Trade Magazine, or through gemstonepub.com.
Thanks for watching Board Games and Beyond. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.